of cards. And I had, of course, I was so naive, I couldn't understand why IBM didn't want a recyclable card. And it took me till later to discover that they were making 25% of their gross profit selling blank cards. Yeah.
You're kidding me.
Yeah, they were the biggest blank card salesman in the world, and I come up with a recyclable computer card, right? So I tell my boss about it. He says, that's very nice, but we didn't hire you to do that. So just go back and do this other project and do this demo program, and screw you, right?
Huh.
So at that point, I sit down and I send a telegram to Tom Watson Jr. This wild duck being persecuted, right?
You sent a telegram to Tom Watson?
Yeah. This wild duck being persecuted for new idea, right? $1 billion idea, which I've developed, right? So I'm getting free trips down to Carroll's as well, from Boston, and they're staying down at his place and having a wonderful time while this is all going on. So I explained the concept, and he says, okay, we'll get some PL1 experts down here, and you come down next week and show them your invention, okay?
Who said that?
This McGinty again,
Oh, yeah.
right? So I go back, I come down next week, and again, I get all these free trips to New York. I'm not going to the office. I come down next week, and I explain it to them, and I show them my experimental stuff. And they say, this is stupid. This will never work. We've done studies. You can't pull cards out of a bin fast enough. You know, it's an absolutely ridiculous idea, which was probably true for 90% of the applications. But for something like just doing calculus or math, it was a very good idea, right? And it didn't threaten the IBM empire, but it would have been a great tool for astronomers and people having to run little programs, so get around that machine, right? So I end up, after they say it's no good, I go up a flight above McGinty, and I'm in the office of 2 levels down from Tom Watson now. That's why I call this story how I almost went to the top of the IBM, because I'm hitting guys higher and higher up. He says, give me your credit card, please, right? And you still owe us $140 on the telephone, and give us that, and you're out of here, goodbye. I said, who's your boss? What? I said, who's your boss? He says, what are you talking about, Open Door? I says, yeah, I'm talking about Open Door. You bring in 5 PL1 experts, they don't know, they have no idea, they don't know shit, you know, I mean, you know, this thing works. They said it doesn't work, it works. This thing I invented, this is a big invention. I'm so persuasive. The guy says, how much time do you need? So I said, well, a month or, you know, a couple of weeks anyway. He said, I'll give you 5 days. I said, what? I can't do it in 5 days. This is IBM, right? Oh, I'm going to give you a chance to do a demo of your idea. Can't do it in 5 days. He says, give me a couple of weeks. Anyway, 5 days. You got 5 days. Go down to Boston. Bring back a demo of your thing. So, and I walk into IBM the next morning. And the boss is actually on the phone. I hear him. He's got his door open, which he seldom did. He's on the phone. Oh, we got rid of him. The first words I hear as I come in, right? And then he looks up and sees me, and the cigar almost falls out of his mouth. I don't know, wow, he's looking at me like the devil reincarnated, right? So, so I type up a thing and punch up some cards and this and that, and I go in and I hand him the operator, and he says, you'll have to wait till tomorrow. You know, they call that remote, right? You'll have to wait till overnight. I said, did you clear that with New York? What? Call New York right away and tell them I got to wait till tomorrow. So they're all scared to death of me, right? I'm in there because if I prove right, they're all going to get canned, you understand? I mean, one of them, and more of them, are going to get fired because they said they tried to fire me. Understand? This is IBM. This is ruthless. There's no kidding. So I'm working all week long, day and night, and I'm running the place. They're scared of me. I get on the, I even get at the operator's console and everything, like they're just getting out of my way. They're scared to death of this guy in New York. I just keep saying, did you check that with New York? And I'm really enjoying myself, but I just wanted to get the project working. And Saturday morning is my last chance to get the thing running through the computer. So I come in with everything prepared now, and I've got no operator. They pull the operator, leave me alone with the computer. I don't know how to run the computer, but I'm going to figure it out, right? So I'm in there trying to get the computer running, and in comes a guy, and he says, it's one of the guys I worked with. Oh, we got a very important report we got to get out this morning, you know. Are you ready? Have you finished? Well, I don't realize they're all in there just to harass me. They have no report to print, right? And then another guy comes in, and then the boss comes in, and by noon I got 4 of them sitting around saying they need the computer and hurry up, and what the fuck am I tying up the computer for, and everything like that. So yeah, so and guess what? Despite these guys, and the boss is sitting in the operator's chair in front of the only keyboard, and I'm leaning over him and trying to get the computer to run. So and I'm so naive, I have no idea that they have nothing to do, and they're just in there running interference, trying to bring me down. I had no idea how vicious it is at IBM. You see. So, and sure enough, about 2 in the afternoon, chung dung 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 dung, it starts printing. My program starts printing out, and I print out 10 things about this big, you know. And I take them down to New York the next week, and Bill says, they can't argue with printout, right? You know, that you got the proof, right? You're in, right? So I go in, it's the same people again. They brought back the same people who told me it was no good. And I never get to show them all the printout. It never gets to be my turn. They just blah, 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 and you're fired again, right? So I've got, you know, all this stuff I dragged down to New York, right? So pretty beaten up by this point.
So did you quit?
Well, that's we're at the end of the story now, so we can fit it on this last segment. Not much more to the story, but I'm sitting there. They've taken my IBM credit card. They've, you know, taken whatever. I'm out, man. See. So I call up Tom Watson on the phone, right? I call the president of IBM, right? You know. This is not fair, right? And I get some guy on the phone, and it's like my phone call goes right through. They're waiting for my call to Watson. Is this Tom Watson? You know, I'm so pissed off, right? No, this is Mr. Watson's adjoint, or right-hand man, or whatever, Mr. Gaines. I said, do you know about my story? You know what's going on? He says, yes, we know all about it, Mr. He says, what do you want now? I said, open door, right? Open door. Okay. Come in to see me tomorrow morning, he says, right? So, all right. So I stay with Bill, and we smoke a few J's, look out the window, and I said, Bill, wake me up tomorrow morning, you know, because I got to go in and fight for my job, you know. Oh, okay. So I'd sleep on a mattress in the living room. I always sleep real well because I was always drugged to death. Because Bill, no, but not marijuana. Before he put you to bed, Bill would give you like a blue pill with a white stripe and a red pill with a blue stripe. His Bible was the pharmaceutical, you know, Bible.
PDR?
Yeah. And he'd give you, you know, 2 yellow ones with red stripes. And I'd say, what's this going to do to me, Bill? And he'd say, it'd be very interesting. So the next morning I wake up, right? In fact, he gave me one of these cocktails one night, and my breathing kept slowing down. I was thinking breathing once a minute, right? So I got a little worried, and I got up and went in the kitchen and shouted, "Bill, got him out of bed. What? Am I going to die?" And I'm breathing one breath a minute. He says, "You're not going to die." So I lived through that. Right? So the next morning I wake up, it's like 10:30 in the morning, right? He let me sleep, right? So I grab the phone and I call up Mr. Gaines, right? He says, "Where are you?" I said, "I'm in my pajamas." What else could I say, right? "Well, when can you get down here, right?" "I don't know, in an hour." "Get down here, right?" So I turned to Bill. I hang up. I said, "Bill, you let me sleep on purpose. This is a very important meeting, and you let me sleep through it, right? Why didn't you wake me up, right?" He says, "What was this meeting about, Shane, right?" I said, "This was about whether I was going to keep my job, you know." And he takes me by the shoulder and he steers me over to his little mirror in the kitchen and puts me face to face with my face, you know. And I haven't slept now in about, for 3 weeks, right? My eyelids are no longer touching my eyes, you know what I mean? And I look like the cover of Madge, you know, and my hair like this and everything like that. He says, "You really want your job at IBM?" He said, "Right." I said, "I guess not." So I get down there, and the first thing Mr. Gaines asked me is, "Do you want to continue to work for IBM, Mr. Nelson?" And I said, "No, I don't think so." So in a way, I resigned. They were still willing to consider it.
No kidding.
I said, "But what I want is, of course, my idea be thoroughly investigated, blah, 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 and so on. If it's any good, I get some money. We promise you this and that." They were that. So I almost got to the top of IBM, right? But then once you got IBM on your curriculum vitae, on your resume, you're set for life in the computer business.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. And they didn't fire me. We kind of quit of common accord.